Close the door, cunt.
Fuck, I was dusty this morning, eh? I woke up at 6 o'clock. I thought I had to pick up the phone.
I'm gonna hear you on the radio one day.
I hope so, man. Hopefully I get to drink like that job as well.
Fuck yeah.
That would be fucking mad, eh?
Fucking just own it.
Crack into it.
Dust it, cunt.
Right.
Speedos.
Beautiful. Safe. That's all I like to hear.
It's warm up.
It is. Camo, do you just want to pull up Horn Clip for a minute?
I can most definitely do that. I'm not even going to turn incognito on.
No.
Suck, cunt.
Suck, can't.
Jesus.
No, you're going incognito.
Oh,
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? We are going on. Oh, hang on. Let me.
Good time. I need coffee anyway.
Coffee. Yeah. Fucking Luke's grammar. Okay, hang on.
Yeah, poor.
Ladies and gentlemen, what is up? What's going on around town? It is the Power Hour podcast, bringing it back to the classic format. Thank you for tuning in to podcast number 10, or should we say podcast X, because folks, it is a really special occasion. A celebration, some might say. As always, we have our familiar faces on the casting couch, J-Fat and Camo with all the ammo. How are we, lads?
Bloody great. Took another beer, so I'm happy.
Yeah, bloody good. Feel like just one of the dull people on the dull day.
That's amazing. And joining us, it is an absolute privilege to have Marky Mark sitting alongside me. Mark, how are we going?
Yeah, pretty fucking dusty, eh? But we'll get through it. I just cracked me first beer, so we're alright. We're ready to go.
That's amazing. Fantastic, lads. Let's crack right into it. But please, folks, remember to drink responsibly and stay safe for the spring/early summer. It's about to get hot and steamy. Let's crack right into it, boys, with our first segment, which is, of course, What's Going On? So, it's been a week. We've had time to reflect. We've put out our election special podcast. Boys, what are the opinions after that illustrious occasion?
I think I could have done personally with a singular less beverage beforehand. Would have been great, or even less of Jono's humour in there, causing me to just spit a bit of my beverage out of my mouth. But
yeah, you're referring to when you vomited.
I did not vomit, just to clarify. Did not vomit.
Third person here, you did vomit.
Yeah.
I heard all the girls were telling me downstairs you vomited.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Was that last night?
Yeah, I don't talk to many girls, but yeah, girls came up to me and they were like, "Yeah, you came vomited."
Well, Mark, you've listened to the podcast.
Mike, who's Mike?
Oh, Mark.
Carry on.
What did you take from it, mate?
It was pretty fucking good, eh? I love how you boys are doing a podcast. Like, I actually love it. And then just the election special. None of you fucking look like Jacinda Ardern. But you're more of Bill English kind of looking fellas. But no, I liked it. I did. I'm trying to remember. I'm real fucking dusty right now. I'm trying to remember parts of it.
Do you reckon that either of these boys could make a real run at running this country with their policies and parties that they presented?
Fuck no. I could vote for you. I'd vote for Winston Peters over you. Sir. Oh, sorry. Sir. Oh man, Winnie P. The kingmaker.
Well, when it was all said and done, we were left some questions, so we'll go back to those. It was a massive hit and it was a great time. So, what else has been happening this week? Well, Johnny Danger has been making headlines all over the place because of his Danger Lager that has been released. It's been selling out. Boys, have you managed to get your hands on some of the sweet brew?
Nah, I haven't done, but I've heard it's quite expensive for just a beer. Was it 30, 28 bucks?
Yeah.
The cheapest I've heard for a dozen.
Jesus.
Like 28 to 30 bucks.
I heard, yeah, $28 for a 12.
You're
Yeah.
also paying for the froth, you know, you like... It's fucking Johnny Danger's beer.
Yeah, that's the thing, isn't it?
I think it's all you're paying for when you really think about it, though, isn't it?
Yeah, I've tasted it. I turned up really pissed to a party. My mate handed me a bottle. It just tasted like beer, really. Nothing special.
Nothing special.
Nothing special at all, in my opinion.
Better with this Danger Sweet to it.
Didn't actually do it. I think I might have given myself a headache. I was a bit coupled down there. Yeah, good England, Mark.
Well, as you guys pointed out, this beer's quite expensive, and because of this and his social media presence, it is expected that Donny Danger is going to be making...
Who?
Donny
Danger.
But you're not
Donny
having a good day, are you?
Donny Danger!
No, you said Donny Danger.
I'm just slurring.
He's his
I've been
twin
hanging
brother.
around Cam too much.
Oh, fuck you.
I'm just amped. It's been too long since we've done one of these.
Fuck you, cunt.
So, just for your guys' sake, I'm supposed to be setting the bar high, so I'll go back and do it. That's my bad. So, with the beers being so expensive, or lagers, however you want to refer to them, Johnny, Danger Johnny, he's going to be making a lot of money. Like, a lot of money. So, we want to talk about getting rich through the internet. It's something that's quite new to this world, but it's something that's a lot of people are taking advantage of. So, with our next segment, the Shoulda, Woulda, Coulda,
The shoulda, woulda, coulda.
we're going to be talking about internet fame. Of course, we start off with the shoulda. Should you do it? Yeah.
Should you? I don't know.
So did you do it?
Fuck, you need to work at it, mate.
You need some A class.
Yeah, I've set the bar for a good podcast. I think today's my day.
Strike Central.
Should you do it? Do you guys reckon people should give up what they're doing and put all their time into being internet famous?
I think you need a solid base to begin with. You know, like, if you're fucking, you know, at a very average or below average stand for whatever it is you want to do, then it's probably a bad idea to try and give everything up. But if you're already number one, number two, like, pretty good at it, then why not, hey? Give it a decent shot.
I reckon it's harder to get Facebook famous. Internet famous these days because, like, you're not going to do it, you know? You need to be like, you need to stand out. You need to fucking crash your moped into a pool.
It just come off the top of your head, didn't it?
Johnny
It's
Danger
hard
style.
to do, yeah.
Johnny Danger style. That's
You
funny
did a rap, but
really?
yeah, like, you got to do something crazy to get famous these days. You know, you just can't walk up to the job and be like, "G'day, mate, I'm here to build your fucking house."
Yeah. No, fair enough, that's true. You need to stand out from the crowd, just like if you want to be successful in really any sort of career. If you want to be the top, like the likes of Johnny Danger and other people that are quite internet famous, you need to be different and unique. So if you guys were to throw your chiropractics degree away and whatever Marky Mark is doing...
Communications.
Oh, you're doing communications as well?
Yeah.
So I know being a communications student, we wouldn't just throw that all away, but if you were, hypothetically,
Yeah.
what platform would you use to get famous? So would you be a Snapchat or would you use Instagram?
Well, what I see these days is heaps of these YouTubers making a shitload of money.
Yeah.
Fucking David Dobrik or some shit like that. Some dude, I don't know, ugly as dude. But he makes fucking millions of dollars. He was at the Mayweather fight the other day. But all he does is just vlog his life. It's these vloggers, yeah.
Oh, okay.
And I don't know. I fucking think I'd do that. I think as long as what you said, like as long as you're different and unique, and you're not just another cunt doing fucking nothing.
Was that the bloke who like got into the press conference free and stuff like that? Was it that dude? Or another dude?
Nah, that's a random cat. No. This dude's just, he's got fucking hot misses as well, and it's just, life's just going good for him.
That's always a good start with most of these things,
Yeah,
when you look at it, eh?
Drives a fucking Tesla around. He's
Oh,
just,
that cunt. Like the Model X or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I know what you're talking about.
So what about you two? What platform would you use to get famous?
Pornhub.
That's fair.
It's fair.
That could work,
My
actually.
dick's way too small to become famous. Unless you got a real fetish for it or something.
Mine's more what they call fun size.
Yeah.
Do what you love and the money will come, AJ Fat. Cameron, what was you using?
Jeez. Oh, I'd probably more go for use the gram or... Yeah, probably go for the gram.
Yeah, because you can become an influencer pretty easy. You got to have a couple of thousand followers, and you can.
Yeah, just like that, it builds even more.
Yeah.
Once you hit
It
it,
helps if you're a hot girl, though.
Oh, if you've got boobs.
Yeah.
Or not even that. I think, or if you get good photos of hot
Yes.
females, you know, like you don't have to have
And
them
with them,
yourself.
you could be ugly as fuck cunt like me and stand beside two girls.
See, that's why I would
And
do
you're
Instagram.
Yeah.
Because you have to have yourself in there. You get photos of everything else
Yeah.
but yourself, and there you
Just
go.
Ah, yeah, I see. So you'd be utilising those around you rather than
Rather
yourself
than
as the
yourself.
subject. That's a good
Yeah.
idea. So
Yeah.
that'd be like that Dan
Bilzerian.
Damn
Bilzerian.
Bilzerian.
Yeah. He does that sort of thing, eh? All his photos of him with guns and money and
He
women.
must run out of semen so far.
His spa person must be like, oh, you've got some water in here with your semen. Do you want to take that out or?
So, the coulda, or the shoulda, woulda, coulda, is just quite basically, could you do it? Do you guys reckon you could get internet famous?
We are. Are we not?
I mean,
Look
I
at
feel
us.
pretty fucking famous.
Yeah, I don't know who's been living under a rock, but we're running the Power Hour podcast, and from what I've heard, 240 odd likes is a pretty decent milestone to be at. So I'd consider ourselves Facebook famous.
Fuck you, cunts.
I'm just waiting to become an influencer for D's away.
Oh, man.
I've got a few fair followers on Instagram. I always hit them up, but no replies yet. I'll let you know though. Hopefully soon.
Just keep chipping away at that one.
Yeah.
So we'll move it right on to the next segment, and this one's a bit of a one-off. This is the viewer questions, because when we did our election special, the questions just kept coming in. People just couldn't get enough of putting us in an awkward spot to answer awkward questions. So, JFAT, you've got a few of them with you at the moment. Do you just want to fire those off, and we'll pretty much make conversation from them?
Do you want to go back and forth?
Yeah, right.
Okay, so one from good old Chad. Will Dill Browns be mandatory smoko drinks?
Okay.
Oh, I think they should be.
Yeah.
I mean, I think depending on where you're from, some people use Billy Mavs,
No.
others use Diesels, others use Doros. All depends on who you're with, you know.
Yeah, I get you. If you come from the Waikato region, I feel like maybe a Waikato could be slipped in there if you felt like it. Maybe a Dunedin and you got a Spates in your hand. I'd allow it. I'd definitely allow it.
It's a regional thing, and that'd help with diversity too. So if you had builders from all over the country, say going to Christchurch, and they're all there helping rebuild the city, and it's smoko break, you have a look around and see all the diversity of beers.
Yeah.
It just shows where everyone's come from. So you see you've got the South
Who was a
blokes,
good
and
cunt?
the Waikato blokes.
Yeah.
Is that one cunt drinking just a good
A long,
bag?
I was going to say a long white.
Oh.
There's some
No,
prissy
no,
cunt with his leg folded over
That
drinking
cunt's
his
been,
fucking
that
long
cunt's
white.
been well baited and
Beat it.
just fucking now going to the dome, bro.
Fair enough.
We've also got a next question here. Actually, this one's from Marky Mark himself. He stated, would you lower prices on cigarettes, or are you a shit cunt?
It's a fair question.
I think it is.
I think, that it just came to me. I wanted to ask Jacinda it, but she never really replied to my Snapchats.
So I think one of you boys, with your policies, you actually, and you might want to block your ears on this one, Marky Mark. You guys said that you wanted to decrease durry munches.
I think
You actually wanted to increase tax to decrease durry munches.
Here you go. It was Jay Fat, and here you go.
It
This
was
is-
me.
So you want to ruin New Zealand's hard-working men?
Oh, here we go. Run it straight party. Fair and ambitious target of reducing dairy munches by 30% below the 2005 levels by 2030.
What's wrong with a durry muncher? He doesn't harm anyone and just sits in the corner and fucks his own lungs up. He doesn't do anything.
But I was
So it's bloody
but with
pagans.
that, I'm legalizing pingers and marijuana.
All right. I rescind my question. Don't worry about it.
Well, do you want to put them in machines, or was it
Yeah, dispensaries, mate.
dispensaries? That's the one. Yeah, no, I think that's pretty fair.
Get a
trade.
pinger with your fucking pie. How about that? Instead of having a ciggy with your pie.
It's good mix.
Yeah, so I think it's a pretty decent way to go about it. If you think about it.
We have one here from Julia, vegan.
Actually, not vegan, mate. I saw her eating that chicken one night.
Yeah. What policies/laws are you going to put in place to decrease the number of young males in today's society in terms of dogging the boys?
Yeah, this is a massive issue, isn't it?
It
Lads
is.
that just don't come out with the bros, with the boys, particularly because of having a missus, is the most common excuse. So, what would you boys do to decrease the numbers?
Just tell him to fuck off. If he's not your mate, then there's no percentage. There's no fucking
Yeah, I think you should be allowed a bit more leniency if it's not a Saturday. However,
Of course, Camo would be
okay,
saying that.
hold on, give me a
dog
second.
fucking-
Oh yeah, fuck you guys. Hey, no good to me. But I think there's no more better prime example than Clears. Who, mate, dropped out of uni.
Dropped out of uni for his missus. Fuck,
Yeah.
that's a new one.
Hey, yeah, I haven't heard that before. I think that's an all-time. I don't know if you call it a low or a high, but
We just want
it's
him
a
back.
record.
Come
Yeah.
back to us, Chris.
Chris, please come back to us, mate. It's a
No.
cry for help.
Yeah, no, but I don't think there's. Yeah, I think a good just crack him a cold one, and as soon as one's been cracked, you must always take another beer.
Oh, yes.
That's fair.
Pass a law that if the beer's cracked, you must stay and drink it.
You must stay and drink it.
No,
So you
no,
always...
no door parking.
No, and
No,
you, must
no,
al-
no double
so you,
parking.
you must always have him crack one open, then he can't dog.
Ah, okay.
Fucking hell. And straight it to his head.
Fucking
Here's another one from Caitlin.
Oh.
On behalf of a friend,
Okay.
how does a blind person know when to stop wiping their butt?
It's a fucked up question.
Oh,
And how does that...
Well, that's a great point. Mark,
Where's the other one?
Mark,
Where's the other one?
how, if you were blind, how would you go about knowing when to stop wiping?
I think by the time you've got to my age, you would have realised how much poo usually stays on your asshole after a good poo, you know?
It's like you find there's a difference between how often you have to wipe after a booze compared to a regular daily
But
poo.
how often do you check your butthole after you poo?
I don't really check my
I
butt.
can't.
Yeah, so
I can't see it, mate.
I don't get
I
any
know,
question.
I'm not that
Don't
extendo.
worry.
How does... I just don't know.
The question is a blind person could inevitably just end up wiping until they go raw because they can't check the paper. So I mean, off the top of my head, you could pay someone like JFAT that really needs the money, or you could smell it yourself, or you could taste it. I mean, those are the other.
I
Or you
would-
could touch it, but you can probably confirm.
I would come down to these five wipe. To be the 5 wipe rule. If you wipe more than 5 times,
Yeah,
then
I think that's good. I think you put a number on, to be honest.
yeah.
If you're blind, you should just have one of those ones that just squirts water in your bum.
Oh,
That's-
a bidet. isn't
Bidet,
it?
yeah.
That's
Fuck,
actually a
that
really good
should
idea.
feel funny. I'm not into
That'd
that.
be a bit cheeky.
I like things near my butthole, eh?
I was wondering if that tickles my... No, it doesn't tickle my fancy, actually. Definitely doesn't. So Riley has asked, if you guys were in charge, what policy would be put into place to stop Brinsball from breeding? This is a growing concern as he is now trying to spread his seed. To be honest, personally, I witnessed him in action recently, and there's been no action. So, yeah, I think he's been cock-blocking himself.
Bloody good question, Riley. Yeah, he's either too pissed or doesn't know what to do with himself.
No. I don't think we need to do anything about it. I think
He just cheeky bum wanks himself.
Nature's taking nature's course.
it is.
Alright, well, that's
Dog
good
and
then.
dog world.
That was our last question.
Yep.
Sweet. Well, that it's good to know that people are thinking about the future and how we are able to analyse that and how to break down the serious questions, the questions that people just don't want to answer. Like Mark said, if you pitch these ideas to Jacinda, probably not going to get a reply.
Oh, yeah, I don't know how often Jacinda wonders why or how often fucking words.
That's what happens to the best
Like,
of us.
how does a blind person wipe its butt? I don't think that's on Jacinda's mind, to be honest. She's
not-
more talking about policies in Mount
She's not
Rossmore.
that smart.
Yeah, she just doesn't think out of the box enough.
Jacinda? No. All the
think
growth
I've-
from true teeth.
Yeah, exactly.
Alright, I'm going to
Hey,
move it along.
That is animal abuse.
Oh, shit.
Alright, I'll move it along to our next segment, which is, of course, well, actually, this one isn't, of course. This is actually another special one, but not in a good way. Recently, boys, we lost one of the lads. Hugh Hefner passed away, sadly, at the age of 91. He fueled the sexual revolution in the early 1900s, and he was, of course, the founder of Playboy, which we all know and enjoy.
Very much.
He was an absolute legend, and in memoriam, we're going to take a moment's silence with just some good bits from his life. JFAT, please. Thank you.
That's all
I've weirdly got a boner. I'm like sitting there, like just covering up, eh?
Well, that's what Hugh lived for, isn't it? So I'm sure he wouldn't have it any other way.
Yeah, look, he lived a pretty good fucking life, let's be honest.
Yeah, if he's doing that.
Rest in peace, Hugh.
Ken's just crying over it. I don't know if it's because of the
It's
moment
sad.
or...
So emotional.
So sad.
Here's my hero. Here's
Nah,
my hero.
that's fair enough.
Here's my.
He was your what? Dad? Oh, what?
He's my dad. Oh, maybe. I wouldn't mind being my dad, to be honest. Bring all the girls home. Like, live in a big fuck off mansion with a bunch of bunnies.
Would you ever pull if you were his son? Would it
wouldn't
Yeah, I think you'd have the name, and the name would just
No, but
get it for
you're not
you.
Hugh Hefner.
It'd be in your
That would
blood.
be
I mean, his son's name is Hugh Hefner Jr.
Oh, is it actually?
And
Oh,
he's a
good
good-looking fucking fucker, I reckon, eh?
Oh, true.
Is he a
I'm
good
not
fucker?
into dudes, but,
If you were.
$20 is...
yeah.
$20.
You guys know me, I'm an adventurer. Someone call me Dora.
Alright, so we'll take it along to a classic segment of ours, which is, of course, the slice of
You
unsolicited.
probably don't need it, nor do you want it, but here's our slice of unsolicited
Say
advice.
every week, we actually know quite a lot. We've experienced some experiences, seen some seeings, and this is the time where we share a bit of advice with you from what we've learned. So this week on the advice, we're talking about how to be a patriot. In the news, there's been a lot of stuff, especially coming from America, where people are in an uproar about people disrespecting the flag. So we want to talk about how to properly...
How dare they?
Yeah, how do they? No. So we're talking about how to actually be a good patriot and how to be the best patriot you can be. So all the boys have come up with their best tip for being a patriot.
Slow and painful one, surely. Was that low one?
Can you turn the TV down a little bit? Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. Okay.
That literally sounded like porn.
Yeah, that was porn. I swear to God, that was porn.
That's what I
Handler's
was
watching.
I watched a lot of porn. So, like,
Alright. Actually,
20 minutes ago, I was watching porn. Before I came here, I didn't get one this morning, so...
No good, eh? No good.
So each of the boys have come up with their best tip for how to be the best patriot. So we'll go round the table, starting with Camo with all the ammo. Camo, what's your best tip for someone that wants to be a patriot?
Oh, I think just be proud of everything. I think I've made my own patriotic statements throughout our podcast at points.
Yeah.
So yeah, we'll talk about that.
Do you want to repeat some of those
No.
points that you've made?
What did you say about India? Oh, sorry, you don't give a shit about India.
Fuck you, eh? Like, taking shit out of context. I think that's, honestly, that's the shit we can nail. And so, yeah, no, fair. It was well played, but not really.
JFat, how can someone be a patriot in your eyes?
Just shoot a fucking shotgun in the air.
What?
It's
Can
so
you speak
ridiculous
up?
of you to say.
As every good patriot American would do. You just fucking get your shotgun, whip it out. Maybe while you're getting sucked off, you just shoot your shotgun in the air.
What a shotgun? Why not something like automatic, you know?
Or you just get M16. Your American coloured fucking M16. You know?
Yeah.
Bloody good.
Marky Mark.
I just think, I'm a proud fucking New Zealander. And, whenever I go somewhere else that's maybe not New Zealand, so any other country,
Real?
Yeah, I'm... no fucking way. Who would have thought? Who would have fucking classic college student? I'm always just fucking proud. I've been to Aussie, I've been to islands and stuff like that. And I'm always just, I wear my Chiefs jersey, I wear my All Blacks jersey. I'm always fucking just proud to be New Zealand. Proud to be New Zealand.
So you express your patriotism with sporting. Clothing, yeah.
No, I like how you
Supporters-
raise,
yeah,
I like how you
yeah,
raise
language.
the rugby apparel, because that's something really good at, isn't it?
Yeah.
New Zealand's
Okay,
actually done quite a lot, Jake.
Oh,
I don't
German
have
culture
it.
is fucking
I don't know how
10
many
times
books you read, but New Zealand's done quite a lot.
I'm not very good at
Hillary, mate.
I'm not going to climb Mount Everest, and I'm not very good at yachting.
Well, you
You're
don't
definitely
have
not going to wear your
So-
fucking Chiefs singlet if you're climbing Mount Everest.
No.
Might be a wee bit
Maybe
showy,
over the
yeah.
top of my 3 jackets.
Yeah.
yeah.
Never know, I might be wearing jandals too.
Oh, jails and socks, mate, you'll be right. But he's still...
Right there, might get hot.
toe cap.
For me, the best tip I can give for someone wanting to express how much they love their country is to turn any swim equipment they have into like a flag, like decorate it with a flag. I've seen this a lot, particularly in Australia, and it's the one thing from them that I respect is that their speedos always have the jack and the stars on it. And I think if you want to express how much you love your country, just decorate yourself in the flag.
I just think you can't go wrong with a pair of speedos, personally. Marky Mark gets me on that one.
I love speedos.
You can't go wrong.
I'll leave it on there. I fucking love speedos.
So, with the wrap up of the advice, you can choose to take that or not. I would personally take it because that's great advice. We go along to spinning a Sharn, and this is why we specifically have Marky Mark in the studio today, because he has a Sharn to spin with us boys. So we're going to lend him a keen ear. Mark, you've got a story for us to tell.
Yeah. Well, most of my yarns are Sharns. Let's be honest, but we'll make this a special Sharn.
Okay.
Alright, so about May this year, we went to my mate's flat for a piss up for his 20th, and he didn't know, but we'd all chipped in money and we were getting a stripper. But we're poor, so we got the cheapest stripper available. Cheapest stripper available though, $215 for 15 minutes.
Fuck.
Serious?
Yeah,
This is what
I don't know if it's inflation or this is something we got to hit up Jacinda about. Really,
should be all over it.
Winnie P would love it. Right, so we're waiting for this girl to come. She doesn't come. She cancels on us, and then she's like, "No, I'm still coming. I'll be there in 15." So we take out the back. His name's Cal. We take him out the back, and he's sitting in his room, and little did I know, but he likes drugs. So he took a few drugs, old Callum, and he wasn't very Callum after that. He was
More potato?
So the stripper ends up turning up, and fuck, she looked like she'd come from Pyro. Like, nothing wrong with Pyro, but
Oh, there is.
yeah. Or like, she took coke to her or something like that. I don't know. I don't fucking know. And so she didn't look very nice, first of all. And then we got Calvin out there, he's fucking spacing the fuck out. He's just high as a fucking kite. And then she starts doing a dance, and fuck, she sucked. $215 for 15 minutes. She fucking looked like ass and danced like ass. I could have got Callum harder than that. Oh, fuck, mate. And then she took off her shirt, and I was like, oh, right, cool, those are tits. Took off her bloody undies, and oh, you're right, yeah, no, cool, no doubt. And she starts fucking whipping him with this thing, fuck, alright, come on. And then she grabs one of our mate's beers and takes some, just steals it out of his hand, drinks some, and then spits it on his back and starts whacking him with it. So that's fucked up. And while she's doing it, she's fucking like doing it to some Metallica or some shit on her Spotify. Like, who the fuck dances like? I was thinking like Pony was like, get like that kind of vibe. And she's just dancing to Metallica. I was like, fuck, alright. You must listen to the rock a bit too much.
Rock 100.
And but the funniest thing was, she got halfway through it and the music just stopped. Oh, what the fuck? She was like, oh, sorry guys, I can't afford Spotify Premium. Can anyone let me use their phone? I was like, get fucked. All the while Callan's just in there spaced the fuck out. He didn't even know what's happening.
So she definitely was from Pyro if she can't even afford Spotify.
I was like, $215 for fucking 15 minutes. And you can't even fucking afford Spotify Premium.
That's actually ridiculous. Fuck.
So if you were to take like a moral from that story, what would the moral of that? What was the lesson you learned from that story?
I don't know. Fucking don't be afraid to spend some money on a stripper.
Do you think it would have been better to pay one of your... I know you said earlier, I was going to say you don't have any female friends.
That's several.
Right.
Several.
I'm sure one of the other mates does, so I'm sure it would have been cheaper to pay one of them to do it. Because if I was a chick and I was off 150 like bucks even, $200 to do it for 15 minutes, I'd be like, fuck it, why not?
Yeah, it's just... Yeah. I don't know if I had a friend that was like that, that was on that vibe, then yeah, I think I could. I didn't really think about it. I'm drunk a lot of the time, so not many ideas come to my head. So yeah.
That's exactly why we have you on the pod today, Mark. So
thanks
for that story. I've learned, always put out that extra few dollars if you're after a decent stripper that isn't from Pyrot. We'll wrap it up with our final segment of the day, which is, of course, Is This
Whether
News?
it is or isn't, these titles have made headlines. The boys ask, is this news?
The way this works is me and producer Luke have gone through and found several headlines, and we're going to simply tell you the headlines, and then you guys discuss if it's worth being in the news. And you pick apart if there are any bits that you want to know more about. And I've got all the articles right in front of me as well. So I've got the articles in front of me, and we'll kick it off with the first one, which is a personal favourite of mine. Russell Westbrook, NBA extension, signs to $205 million contract.
Can I just say,
Yeah.
how amazing stripper could you get with $1 million? You would not get a girl that looked like that. She would be able to afford Spotify Premium.
Mate, should own Spotify Premium.
I think it's fair to say that if you were guaranteed $200 million, you would easily be able to afford a stripper that would probably have Apple Music.
Oh.
You probably own a stripper, really, wouldn't you? That's funny. Never get own people these days with the old thing. Yeah, no, probably not.
What does Cinder reckon about that?
I don't know.
But the owning of people.
Yeah. I'm pretty
that's
sure
looked down on.
it's pretty looked down on these days. Eh?
So what do you boys reckon? Like on the topic, like at hand, and like if this is like newsworthy, but there's a man who plays anywhere between 82 and 110 games of basketball a year, and he's about to get paid over the course of 5 years $200 million, $500K a game.
Fuck me.
All right.
That's pretty sick.
That's insane, no?
I watch a bit of basketball, and Russell Westbrook obviously won MVP last year. He's a fucking amazing player, but this is going real ethical right here. I don't see why people can make that much money in the world, but there's people starving and shit. I just don't. So you can make a couple of $1 million, per year or whatever, but $205 million and there's people starving in the world.
And as much as entertainment, is literally still just playing sport.
Yeah. Why are scientists not paid that much?
Higher.
And why are the smartest scientists in the world not paid that much?
Do you know how much the average scientist is
No,
paid?
I'm not. No, I'm confident. I don't know.
Well, no, you raise a good point. There is definitely a lot of money in some places of the world and an extreme lack of money in other places. If you've been keeping up with the news, obviously with the hurricanes and stuff, it's good to see that a lot of these players have been contributing.
Yeah.
JJ Watt, an American footballer, he contributed something like $20 million. He fundraised with everyone that followed him on Instagram and Snapchat, and he managed to get together about $22 million worth of supplies. Another player gave his first paycheck to a family whose house had been destroyed and stuff. But you raise a good point. Why are these people getting paid a lot of money? And it's probably because people pay for it.
Yeah. It's entertainment. No one's going to pay to watch as a scientist.
$138,000.
Yeah.
As the average
So much
for
The average is $138,770.
That's the highest of average of any
But
science.
you couldn't even afford a house in Auckland on that kind of money.
Yeah.
I couldn't afford a house really anywhere,
Yeah.
even if you're in a fucking pyro.
That's a pretty insane
You'd find a house somewhere.
I mean, it'll be a tinny shed, not a house, but...
Exactly. So
Yeah.
do you boys
That's
reckon...
fair.
Do you guys reckon that's newsworthy?
Yeah.
I think it's newsworthy.
Yeah.
I think
If
I
someone
think
gets
Mark
paid that much.
raises a great point
What was
about-
that?
Thank you.
about how someone gets paid that much, but yet there's still people that are starving in this world.
To be honest, I was more thinking about the stripper point, but
Yeah. I fucking love the stripper point. That's the one that popped into my head when you said having money. I was like, fuck, those daddies were being mad.
So we'll move along to the next headline, which is firefighters battle blaze at warehouse in Onehunga.
Oh, bad man.
Yep. So there's been a blaze. Not sure of the context of said blaze. But there's one. It's in a warehouse in Onehunga, and several fire trucks are there. This is breaking news, actually. Are there trying to battle it? What do you guys reckon? Yeah, still. Oh, hang on, I'll refresh the page. Yeah, I do it.
Maybe some illegal business is going on there, maybe.
Maybe. I'll tell you what, there are more than 60 firefighters are currently battling this blaze at a printing warehouse.
Well, that makes
How
sense,
do
doesn't
you
it?
get a fire at a printing warehouse?
Well, it's
There's
all
a
paper.
lot of paper.
Yeah.
Imagine how
But
easy
where's
it'd
the fire?
Dory Munch.
Dory
out
Munch.
out in the cool, yeah.
See-
I get the policy now.
Yeah,
If you had Dobros, you could have poured them on and put out the fire.
Yeah.
So Dobros
That's
mainly
not-
water.
It's,
Yeah,
not, it's,
yeah.
not, it's not high enough percentage, so it's just some lukewarm piss.
Yeah.
Just piss on the fly. It's pretty much the old bro.
Yeah, pretty much.
But this is actually pretty serious, boys. About 150 people have been evacuated from a church behind the building,
Shit.
and up to 17 fire crews and 3 aerial appliances have managed to contain the fire. But the building was still smouldering, so it's still alight to some degree.
Still
That was
lit
about an
AF.
hour ago, so hopefully it's out. Do you guys reckon if there's a blaze... I'm sorry. Do you guys reckon if there's a blaze at the warehouse that
I'll be
that's
there.
news? You want to know about it, don't you? So I think by that regard, I think this is
Yeah, I mean, I definitely want to
Yeah, I
know
think-
about that if it's happening.
I have a question. Does it state anywhere in the article that the song "Boys Light Up" is being
I
around?
thought it might have been the Jonas Brothers burning up. We shouldn't be laughing at this, but yeah.
no, actually, it says here it's reported that Nickelback's burn it to the ground.
Ah,
So
right.
that's why.
That would make sense, wouldn't it?
They couldn't take that cancer in the air any longer, so they just burnt the place down.
Fair enough.
So yeah, you guys reckon it's news?
Yeah.
Definitely.
Alright, so
I do.
our final headline is that of a political nature, which is what we've been touching on throughout the podcast, and it's important that we do because politics is important, of course. This headline reads, "What Winston Peters will do according to those who know him."
Right.
It doesn't give you a lot of information.
It's fucking clickbait, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, that's exactly. So, what do you guys reckon they're referring to, apart from the obvious? What else would Winston Peters be doing in his spare time?
Well, I don't think we want to know, to be honest.
Yeah, I agree. I think he might be following John Key's style and start pulling some ponytails.
Okay.
You never know.
Oh, man.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
reckon he'll just pull some bitches, you know?
You reckon when he's pulling bitches?
I
No,
reckon
I reckon
Tyson touches the left hand side.
Alf on a shelf, Winnie on a tinny.
That dude smokes so much weed, eh? You can tell when you look at him, he's blazed half the time. He's like, I don't know, national
Or piss,
Labour.
you know, Sir Winston Pissy.
Yeah. Nice guy. I really want a photo of the man. I didn't fucking
That
like
and
politics.
Paddy Gower.
Yeah, Paddy
Paddy
Gower.
fucking Gower.
Yeah, fucking oath.
This is the fucking podcast.
So, the context of this article I've just been reading into it is, of course, who he's going to sign this coalition with, like Labour National. Who's he going with? That's pretty boring. Like, who cares? How about this one? If you boys were in that top race, what would you say to Winnie to convince him to form a coalition with the Run It Straight party and the Always Take Another Beer party? What would you guys throw his way?
I would say we will legalise marijuana
Okay.
and we will give you at least 2 years supply funded completely for him.
Okay.
As Marky Mark raised the point
He's
forward.
already on your team.
Exactly.
He heard it and he was like, fuck Labour, fuck National.
What do you reckon, J-Fat?
Well, I've already legalised pingers and marijuana. So, catch up, mate. But, I'll probably just be like, listen here, cunt, if you don't come, it's going to get the boys and we're just going to run straight at you. You're just going to get doitsed.
You're going to threaten him.
I'm going to threaten them.
You're going to threaten him and say, if you don't sign with us, we're going to run it straight at you.
Yep. Just like they have a good old rumble, the old royal smackdown in the Parliament.
What? Oh, there
WWE,
was a
Royal
brawl.
Smackdown, yeah.
Right. No, there was a brawl in a government once.
And
And,
in Uganda, there was one like 2 days ago that fucking all broke out.
Really?
And
So
then 2
fast.
days, 2 days in a row.
I think there was
they had
one
a
in
fight.
Turkey and stuff as well.
Yeah, was that a couple of years ago or something like that?
Violence is apparently more common than we think
I
in
mean,
politics.
a fist to the face speaks louder than words, mate.
You know what I mean? Helen Clark would beat the shit out
Yeah,
of
who
you.
would you guys take?
fucking-
If there was a royal rumble of all past PMs and current politicians, like if there was just a big run-hands rumble, who would you take? The individual, not like the individual.
I reckon just send it because you can't punch her. You probably break, or she'd eat your hand, or and break.
Yeah, have you heard the rumours? She was either bred, her parents either had sex, I don't know, I'm not sure if it was a shark or it was a horse.
Horse.
It was a horse? Was it?
Yeah.
So I'd probably go with Winnie,
Winnie.
I reckon old Sir Winston
On a
Peters.
haircut.
I don't know.
I reckon-
David fucking Seymour for me. That guy would just scare everyone off with his smile. You know that awkward ass one where he's like talking to a girl for the first time. He's going like,
I've heard he six bits hard.
yeah.
I've heard
And some of my mates go and get on the piss with him. Like they invited him over to their flat for a fucking barbecue and shit, and he came over.
See,
What's the cunt's name? Who's the guy that's mayor of Invercargill?
Tim Shadbot.
Timmy!
Yeah,
Timmy!
yeah,
Shadbot.
He looks fucking cooked 24/7.
Have you seen that video of him
rides
riding
the
the scooter?
Chevron's the man. Why are we backing on him?
I'm not. He's a good
Oh, no,
guy.
I think there's what's the leader of Top again? Opportunity.
Oh, Gareth Morgan.
Yeah, I mean, if he's willing to take on how many million cats there are in New Zealand,
Yeah.
he can definitely
Yeah,
take on.
He's got something
Yeah.
to say.
He does.
Because cats are fucking scary.
Yeah, they are.
They fucking scratch me and shit.
Every single time I see a cat, the cunt will scratch me.
I'll just leave them to do their business. They're not fucking hurting you, I know that. Fuck off.
Just you and me.
So I've just looked down at my script and we've actually gone on a massive fucking tangent, so I'll pull it back. We've actually got a headline here. What Winston Peters will do, according to those who know him. Is this news? Or is this just clickbait? Clickbait.
It's
Yeah.
clickbait. They write
amazing.
articles about it all the time, but no one fucking knows.
No one gives a fuck about it.
He said we're not going to hit anything until the 7th of October, and that's
To be
like
honest,
a
I
week
don't,
away.
Yeah.
I don't think he knows.
Nah.
He's probably just making on the
He's
spot.
gonna get drunk on VB and just fucking decide, I think.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo.
Alright.
Alright, so that wraps up that segment, ladies and gentlemen.
Buddy, well, would you look at the time? I reckon it's our call to bounce out of the studio and into the streets. Not sure if it's raining or not, but I'm actually not sure if it's safe. Might have the cops out there, right? But I think we should say it's.
dude's just gonna be dealing with his hand up, might just go, fuck you!
Oh God! That's just don't even go outside. We're not going to go outside. Just take that back. Anyway, thank you all very much for listening to the podcast, folks. But me, oh my boyos, it's time for a wee bit of reflection. What have you learned, Marky Mark? We'll start with you. What have you learned today?
I've learned I like strippers and that you should not fucking spend little money on it. Is that English? Yeah. I've learned the Power Hour podcast is a top-notch podcast.
Cheers, mate.
I love being here. Big fan of the show.
Oh, thank you.
Kurtz McGurtz, what about yourself?
Well, I've learned that if you want to get famous, apparently all you have to do is nag to people about how fucking amazing your life is. And apparently that'll get you flash cars, flash a woman, and a lot of money. Which is what I'm desperate about being a comm student.
Make logical sense.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, bloody oath cunts, keep up the good work. And that is all for the podcast. Lads and laces, as always, keep shugging and stay beautiful New Zealand. Till next week.
Beautiful.
But